Hello there, welcome to this edition of Insight Review with me, Stephen Olateju, right here, Lagos, Nigeria. If this is your first time of tuning in to my podcast, I say a very big thank you, and I can assure you it's going to be exciting times as you stay tuned. And if you have always tuned in to the podcast, say very big thank you for always being there. So on this edition this time, I'm going to be doing the general overview of the Russian-Ukrainian war, and just to give you some rundown updates of what has happened and what's currently happening there, and also to delve into a particular section of it that has to do with the ripple effect the war is having on the global scale. So let's start with that of update. As at now, I'm having this podcast. Of course, a 21-year-old Russian soldier has pleaded guilty to killing a Ukrainian civilian in the first war crime trial of the conflict, and the victim happens to be a 62-year-old Ukrainian man that's somewhere in northern eastern part of Ukraine. That's just 4 days into the war. And let me just refresh your memory that this war, of course, started on February 24th, 2022. And then going ahead, Russia said it has captured 959 Ukrainian soldiers, including 80 of them being wounded. Most of these soldiers, according to information, surrendered, after intense fighting in parts of Ukraine. And just a brief update about some events, surrounding this war, how it's shaping practical reality around the world, and you see some countries already aligning and realigning just to stay on better side of things. Finland and Sweden have formally applied to join NATO, that is North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which comprises of 30 member countries. United Nations, the United States is there, the UK, and some other top countries like that. And there's probability that the approval might not be granted because Turkey is opposed to Finland and Sweden bid to join NATO. So it's going to be very interesting times ahead. Like I said earlier, we see how that pans out, because as it is currently, Turkey is an ally of Vladimir Putin of Russia. So everything being done just to support Russia, I guess. But prior to this time, Turkey and Finland, had issues that has to do with, supporting some groups in Syria, and those thoughts are still there, and we see, like I said earlier, how that's going to end. I'm using my Nigerian tongue. Google's Russian subsidiary plans to file for bankruptcy following the seizure of that the company's assets, like Google's assets in Russia. So according to information, Google has asked most of its staff just to leave Russia, and they are also finding every means possible to close down business in Russia. But the Russian authority standing firm and ensuring that they get hold of everything that Google has in that country. So more information on that. Due to the war, like I said, we are going to be looking at the ripple effects of the war. Drought and soaring food prices from Ukraine as part of the war that is affecting Africa. Millions of people in Africa starving as at the moment, and if you followed reports, recently, countries such as, especially Eastern African countries, they are going through a lot right now. No food, and as it said, Ukraine and Russia happens to be major suppliers of food to majority of African countries, and because of the war, a lot is happening there. People are becoming very hungry, starving, and no money to buy stuffs. I'm going to just look at the general ripple effects. So I'm going to give you some names of some countries and how this war is directly affecting them. So, for instance, since the war started, countries that, like I said earlier, running out of cooking oil. People are paying more for gas pump because of the war. Russia is one of the major suppliers of gas in the world. Farmers are scrambling to buy fertilizer, and nations are rethinking alliances. I said that Russia's invasion of Ukraine has triggered some repercussions. Fast-moving refugee crisis is unprecedented. If you look at Finland, look at Sweden, you look at Hungary, and some other countries, they've been just been supporting Ukraine, absorbing those some of their citizens who have to leave the country as a result of the war. Just still on the one relating to food crisis. That Ukraine and Russia are key exporters of wheat, barley, corn, and cooking oil, particularly for African and Middle Eastern countries. And also, Russia is a major producer of fertilizer and petroleum. So now the issue is disruption to the flow of these goods are compounding other supply chain and climate changes, and which is also driving up food and gas prices, causing shortages and pushing millions of people into hunger on global stage. So I'm going to just name some countries like Sri Lanka, Lebanon, Ethiopia, Egypt, Peru, Eritrea, India, Bangladesh, Brazil, Kenya, Syria, Italy. Have all suffered major consequences of this war because of fuel prices that have gone high. Italy faces the highest inflation in 3 decades because of the energy prices that have drastically gone up. So that's all for that. We hope that the war ends soon so that the alignment can work and some countries can come out stronger maybe probably some will come out weaker if they are not able to align, with the right friend, or they are not able to make the ideal friends when it comes to the international scale. So I just look forward to how things will pan out between Russia, Ukraine, the major players, including the United States of America, Germany, the UK, China. Of course, you know that China is still trying to be neutral and avoiding meddling in the affair that we bring about sanctions on the country. And you know that China produces a lot of goods that is very beneficial, to most of the countries, on the global scale. So they are just trying to play a safe card there. So basically, that's where I will draw the curtain on this edition of Insight Review. So if you have any comments, opinions, please share them with me on Instagram, insight.review, and on Facebook is Insight Review. Thank you very much. I hope to come your way again very soon. Bye for now.